Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Armando Rivera, and today I'm going to talk to you as Armando Guerra. Uh, the name of this podcast, of today's episode, is the story behind Armando Rivera, the story behind me, and the story that I'm telling everybody. And I have a series of questions that I'm going to be answering. And we're going to enjoy this journey. Thank you for joining. Thank you for participating. Thank you so much. And let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Um, I'm going to be answering a few questions. Number one is, who is Armando Antonio Rivera Davila, and what drives you every day? What drives me every day? Good question. Good question. First, um, that's my name, Armando Antonio Rivera Davila. But I'm creating a new identity, and I want to be called Armando Guerra. Why am I called like that? Because since I got married, my wife's last name is Guerra, and it just sounds great. Armando Guerra, it means like creating war or arming or building a war, something like that. And I love it. I love it. And that remind me that I can become a new person. I can become a new person. I can become whoever I want, and I can take control of my life, do something different, and and do something that I used to do that I stopped doing, which is martial arts, for example. So if I'm a martial artist, Armando Guerra, it's a badass name. It's a badass name for a martial artist. So that uh, motivates me, that drives me every day. My family is also part of my motivation. My job is part of my motivation, but mostly I try to get motivated for inner reasons like I want to be better, I want to improve, I want to enjoy life, I want to get the most of my life experience, I want to get the most of the resources that I have available. I want to become the best version of myself. So that's my mindset for these kind of questions. What drives me? That is number one. Number two. Second question, number two. Can you share the story behind your passion for teaching? Yes, I could. Yes, I could. From an early age, I I was encouraged by my family, my mom and my dad, to tell stories, to gather people around me. Used to be my mother and my brother to sit around me, and I would tell a story. There's one that I remember. I used to sit with my mother and my brother, and my mother used to ask me, "Ah, tell us about the crocodiles, for example." So I started narrating a story like, well, crocodiles are reptiles. They reproduce by eggs. They live in the water. They are amphibious. They breathe air. They are cold blooded, and they eat meat and stuff like that. Stuff like that. And they will keep on asking me questions about, tell me about the lions. Well, the lions are mammals. They hunt for to eat, and they have cubs, and they are pack animals. And there's always a structure. There's a male, dominant male lion, and there are a few lionesses, and and they have cubs, and they have a territory, and maybe they move around, and that that was my start. Those were my first steps into teaching, and it was about storytelling. It was about sharing knowledge, and it was about being entertained. Okay, so those will be the ingredients that in the future led into me being a teacher, and a teacher of English, actually, because when I acquired the tool of English, that gave me the opportunity to broaden my audience and being able to communicate with a larger group of people. And I now can teach English, and I can also teach Spanish because I know both. Question number three. Question number three. How did your journey in martial arts begin, and what kept you motivated? Very good question. Very good question. I remember. I don't remember much about my first sensei. I remember his name, Sensei Alcides. Sensei Alcides, and we used to take karate classes in the Socorro González Guinan school, mm, located in Caracas, Venezuela. And he started teaching martial arts, karate, in the school that I was studying. So everybody was like curious and motivated, like, oh, look, we have an after class activity, and it is karate. And somehow karate seems to be exciting and challenging, and it's boom, 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 oh, fighting, the whole uh, warrior adventure. So me and my brother, we we joined the class, and we studied there for quite a long time until situation changed, and then I started training with other senseis near the place I live. I remember some of their names. Mostly it was Kempo karate, in the style of Kempo, which is into self defense, mm, kumite, which is sparring, combat, but very, um, it's not just ballet todo. Is There are some rules, and you have to follow the rules. The aggressiveness is limited, and you have to be able to mm, touch the opponent and perform like contact that will be points. Okay, and there are different scale. There's a different scale of points because some movements and some attacks are more complicated, and some blocks are also more complicated, more advanced. So you get extra points for doing those, and you get less points for doing basic ones. So you're trying always to perform in your best uh, possible way. Question number four. What's the most rewarding aspect of working with children in general and working with children at Kids&Us? Okay. Well, working with children is very challenging, and you feel, of course, more rewarded, let's say, because of the big of the challenge, because there is no other, there is no a harder audience than children, because children are going to see through you, and if children are not interested and curious and your class is boring, they are going to misbehave. And if you don't have the emotional intelligence, they could even cry. So what would be harder for an audience to, if you make them cry, if you make your audience cry, you totally crashed your class. So it's very challenging. It's very challenging and very rewarding at the same time. And I love different ages. I love to teach kids because they are fresh in a way that adults are not. They don't have those fears that we acquire of insecurities, being ashamed, not feeling comfortable with our own level of English, and we feel afraid to mispronounce or misspell or missay something, or to make a ridiculous of ourselves, right? So children don't have that. Children just jump into it and do the best they can, and it's amazing. It's amazing, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And on Kids and Us, it's challenging because they have a very structured method, very good method also. And by learning to use that method and to make it your own, you're going to gain a lot of skills and you're going to change for the better as a teacher. So I think that's challenging, and I love it. I love it. Number 5. How do you blend creativity and education with your teaching method? Very good question. Well, everybody has skills. Okay, we develop skills um, by feeding our curiosity towards something. Okay, and the more we do it, the better we become. So I have fed my curiosity towards communication, acting, lip singing, creating videos, creating audios, creating podcasts, creating tools for teaching, creating games, dynamics, role plays, you name it, you name it. I have done a lot of things, and I keep on doing things. So my creative impulses, I have driven me to become this version of myself in which I have lots of tools that help me to communicate, to help me teach, and to help me be the best version of myself. So I use my creativity towards education, and sometimes I apply those methods even on me because I'm self-taught in many fields also. So that's how I blend curiosity, creativity, and education with methods. Okay, methods are structured and they have principles that every method follows principles. My principles is to be willing to fail, to find the right progressions, and to keep a mindset that allows me to grow, to learn, and to build things and acquire knowledge. So I wanted to share that with you. Number 6. What's your philosophy when it comes to leadership and teamwork? Leadership and teamwork. Well, first leadership. Regarding leadership, there are many leadership styles. There are as many as leaders. Okay, a very good leader is able to recognize the situation and what would be the most adequate leading style. And sometimes there are going to be other leaders doing things, and the way you're going to lead is by doing nothing, and you are leading because you are allowing things to happen, and maybe you can make a few um, pencil strokes and change the entire thing for the better, and that was your contribution as a leader. Okay, sometimes you have to step in and take a more significant role, let's say, or take a more active role, but sometimes you can have a passive role, and that is a skill to recognize the team, the moment that the team is having, what would be the necessary measures to take, and take them, and to take action. Also very important. Teamwork. Every team also has an inner dynamic. The way the members of the team communicate, relate, share, and build is also very important. And as a leader, you have to be measuring that to keep to take the pulse of the team. So my philosophy would be mm, to be smart, to be attentive, to keep your eyes and ears and mind open, and pay attention and help when required, and don't help when it's not required. whatever you do that is not necessary and it's not required could be of harm from for the team, for your leadership, and for the entire chemistry of the team. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Question number 7. Can you explain the concept of learning through play in languages acquisition for young kids? Good. Yeah, I could explain it, or at least give my explanation. Learning through play would be to change the mindset of the learners into a video game, into an adventure, into a task, or a or a challenge to be uh, to be to somehow to solve it, like it is a problem, or like it is an adventure, or like it is something challenging, and then you share a few rules that are going to lead this chaotic situation into a certain pattern that you're going to use to help them learn. Okay. And for young kids, that's amazing. You can put stars on the board and give them more stars the better they speak, or take those stars off if they say something, for example, in Spanish, right? So that they have to push themselves not to speak Spanish but to speak English. And you can give them extra special powers. Like, for example, if you want to say something and you ask me, how can I say I'm tired, or estoy cansado? And I'm going to give you the answer, and I'm going to take that card from you. Like, you already used the ask the teacher card, and maybe you have another card which is look for it on the dictionary. Look for it on the dictionary. So I can have a dictionary. I give you the dictionary. You look for the word that you need, and then you come up with an answer that will be, keep a playful spirit, keep everybody motivated, enjoy, share your enjoyment, share your passion. That'll be the learning through play explanation. Okay. Number 8. You have experience with multiple language. How was that sharp? How has that sharp your teaching style? Very good question. I have multiple experiences with languages. I speak a little bit of Czech, and a little bit of French, and some Japanese, and a few words in other different languages. I have explored that in order to be able to produce sound with my anatomical configuration, or with my the parts of my body that I use to pronounce. I would love to make all kinds of sounds, and some languages have sounds that English doesn't have, and Spanish either. So you have to learn how to make all those sounds. Um, and ooh. So that's for me some kind of passion about it, to produce different sounds with my anatomical, my phonetical anatomical parts of my body. So, and some languages are far more complicated than English and Spanish, and it's very challenging. So I like challenges too. Number 9. How how does your background in karate influence your approach to personal development and teaching? Interesting. Well, karate as a young learner was about fun, aggressiveness, self-control, combat, and and becoming the best version of myself, let's say. But now, as an adult, as a father, and as a natural bodybuilder, I just want to to use the karate exercises that I have learned and I keep on learning to build or rebuild my flexibility, my coordination, my capacity for self control, for mm, knowing where my body is, knowing how to move, knowing how to change position in a fast, efficient, coordinated, and also artistic way. That's why I keep on practicing karate and I keep on practicing kata. And some of the skills that you're going to acquire are hard to acquire because they you need to do a broader uh, set of motions. You need to learn how to balance your weight, how to jump, how to land, how to change position. And for doing that, you have to be very consistent. And that has helped me become a better person in general. And has brought balance to my equation, let's say, because I sometimes I have put a lot of focus on learning and mental skills. Let's say languages are something that you perform with your body, yes, but you with your mind too. Chess is also not very physical, uh, but I have also the need and the, I'm experienced enough to know that I have to give um knowledge and time and energy and focus to my body. That's why I also dance. I haven't done any dancing videos, but I also learn and I play a few instruments. But karate and bicycle, running, walking, very important for the body. Very important for the entire body health. Okay, so that will be that will be number 9. Number 10. What's one piece of advice you would give to someone struggling to learn a new language? Very good question. Very good question. Well, undress yourself. Undress yourself of all your fears and all your um, identities, or or let go of the identity that you used to have and create a new identity of someone who is learning a language, a new person, a new person. And this new person has to be fearless, has to be willing to fail, has to be willing to not know something, to openly be not an expert, openly be a new, a beginner, a rookie in a way, and feel comfortable with that. I'm learning, so I may say something that doesn't sound good. My pronunciation could be not the possible way, but I'm gonna do it anyway because that's how we learn. That's how we learn. So let go of your fears, practice your pronunciation, pronounce different sounds, make different sounds, and then try to mimic the sounds that you want. For example, by singing or by speaking, by reading out loud, maybe by talking to someone. Try to mimic those sounds, and afterwards have a lot of exposure and jump into speaking. No matter if you can say just, oh, that's green and that's red. You said something, and I am 5 year old. Oh, great. What else? I like bananas and apples. Oh, fantastic. I like bananas too. Bananas are delicious and they're yellow. Yes, they are. And so on and on. And then you put more flavor to that and it becomes an amazing meal. Okay? So number 10. Number 11. How do you manage to balance your work as a teacher and your passion for creating content online? Very good. Very good question. I try to do everything all together. How do I do it? Sometimes I'm training and I record. Sometimes I'm doing something and I record. Sometimes I have an extra moment and I record. A lot of things that I do, I don't record them because I'm doing things all the time. But you have to be consistent. You have to make an effort. And whenever you feel comfortable, I feel comfortable doing these exercises. Now I'm going to add another layer of difficulty by recording myself. I'm going to add another level of complexity to this equation by recording myself, by talking to the camera, by holding the phone. Okay, and that's good. That's part of the many things that you have to 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 become the best version of yourself. And let me give you something else, and let me share an insight about this. When you are recording yourself, when you feel that you are on the camera, you are being recorded, you are being watched, and you're gonna watch yourself also, you're going to perform better. You're going to perform a little bit better because that gives you an extra edge. Oh, I'm recording this. I should do my best because I'm recording. And then when you watch that video, you're going to pick up stuff that you missed when you were recording. Like, oh, look, I did this move that didn't work. Or, oh, I almost failed. Or I could have done this differently. And you analyze that video. And if you post it on social media, friends of yours and followers are going to give you insights like, oh, this thing that you did is amazing. And maybe you thought, oh, this is nothing, or no, no, this is not particularly interesting, but some people will find it interesting and they could learn from that too. So by sharing, by recording, by creating that content online, you're going to become better. That's another tool of improvement. Okay. Question number 12. What role do social media and content creation play in your personal and professional life? Well, social media and content creation um, helps me to put information and put content about myself, about the things that I do uh, in the world. Okay. And if I become famous in the future, my fans could go online and, oh, look, this is where Armando Guerra was at in November 21 and 2024. And they could, you know, learn something from this. So, as a person and as a professional, and sharing these aspects of my life online has helped me and will continue to help me, in ways that I don't even understand right now. Okay. Number 13. What's one thing you've learned from working with people from different cultures and backgrounds? Oh, amazing. Very good question. Very good question. Um there are different cultures and different backgrounds. There are idiots everywhere. There are idiots everywhere. And there are fantastic people everywhere too, from different cultures, from different places, from different color skins, colors of hair, tattoos, you name it. You name it. There are amazing people everywhere you look, if you know where to look and if you are willing to accept that your preconceptions are just stupid and ignorance ignorance based conceptions. So it's amazing. I like living on Spain and in Madrid in particular because it's a very multicultural city, with various infinite ethnicities and very amazing characters that you are going to find in Madrid. Just I'm going to say something that Some people it's not gonna like. I'm not gonna say the city, but I being in the metro, I've been in the metro of many cities, and one of the most beautiful people I have met in the metro of Madrid. I don't know, maybe it's just an opinion, but in the metro of Madrid, everybody's just so nicely dressed, having fun, very well behaved. Everybody's just calm. Some of them are reading books, reading tablets. Maybe some of them are on their phone. Maybe some of them are having a conversation. But it's amazing how everybody's doing something that they enjoy, and it's a very good place to be. So different cultures, different backgrounds. Everybody has value, and you're gonna find idiots everywhere. Also, part of mankind. It's not an ethnicity or a culture thing. It's the entire humanity. Okay, and maybe you can be an amazing person at what time, and then something changes within you, and you're gonna behave like a jerk because I don't know. We are also built for doing that. Number 14. How do you stay motivated and continue learning in your own professional life? Very good. First, in order to be motivated, you have to pursue your passion. And you have to know that what you're doing matters. What you're doing matters. Matters in ways that you don't even understand at this point. Maybe you're going to teach English to someone who is going to be a pilot, who is going to save 200 people because they made the right choice. So, and because you help them learn English, it's amazing. It's amazing. You don't even know. So you have to do what's supposed to do in the best way possible, and know that your professional life is just that. It's your professional life. It's what you do as a profession, and it's going to have an impact that's going to go beyond your limited life, and that's going to keep you motivated, and know that your work matters. Your work matters. Number 15, can you share a memorable moment from your career that has a profound impact on me? Very good. I could share one. I was a Boy Scout on Scouts of Venezuela for a lot of time, as a teenager, and then as an adult, and helping others as a scouter. And then, because I was a teacher and I studied education and so on and on, I had the opportunity to become national director of youth programs. National director of youth programs. And I know that job or that position um, was not going to be uh, dealing or working with young and teenagers directly, but and it was going to be a pain in the ass because of all the let's say paperwork that you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing a lot of paperwork, a lot of writing emails, reading emails, and discussing about lots of things that are not as fun as building a fire or trekking or camping in the mountains or I don't but I had I was uh, and I was in the right time to do it, and it was very challenging, and it was very amazing, and it had a very profound impact on me because I felt like I'm in a position that I can have a national impact for the better, and I am the guy for this job. I'm the guy for this job, and I have the time to do it because I wasn't a father, I wasn't married. I think I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, and I was like, a relationship ended up, and I had time to think and time to invest on doing this very impactful role for the Scouts of Venezuela. So I would say that that was memorable, and it was something that helped me become a better version of myself. I met people. I had the opportunity to have um, colleagues, have meetings, get to know people from the international world, from other nations, to host them, and it was memorable. It was memorable. For my professional life, that I can tell. That I can tell. 15. Can you share a memorable moment? No. 16. 16. What's next for you? What are your future goals, both personally and professionally? Well, my future goals right now in the short term would be to improve my skateboarding skills because I used to do skateboarding. I used to skate on the skateboard, and I stopped doing it, but now I want to do it because I'm more agile, I am stronger, I am more coordinated. So why not? Let's become the best skateboard that I can be, and of course, to become a better father and a better husband, maybe to broaden my horizons. And professionally, I would love to teach Spanish. I would love to teach Spanish. I would love I would love to teach martial arts, both online and presential. I would also love to create choreographic um, kata. I mean, with a more artistic and acting approach, more acting approach towards acting. I would love to improve my singing and even be a part of a larger group of singers or performers to create music. That's amazing. That would bring joy to my life. I could share this joy with the world. So I think those, and of course, um, grow as a man, grow as a father, grow as a husband, grow as a member of my family, of my local community, my national community, my larger international community, and to improve my podcast, improve my podcast. So that will be next for me. Keep tuned, like this video, share it if possible, learn as much as you can from this video, and thank you so much. It was amazing. Bye bye. Armando Rivera. Bye bye.